The show was Who Wants to Marry a Millionaire. She married a millionaire, and then it turns out the guy was not a millionaire and also might have had a history of like assault charges, and then she became like mildly famous for a while. Now Joe Millionaire was a few years later. I still feel like Joe Millionaire is not it's like the most offensive reality show of all time, where it was like The Bachelor, but they told all the female contestants that the dude was a millionaire, but actually he was just a guy. So then when they got to the end and like he picked one girl, they sprung the news on her that was like, he's actually just a normal guy. Do you still want to marry him? And I think because she was on TV, she was like, yeah, of course. And then like a month later, she was like, oh, we broke up. And you can't even be mad at her because like the show started under false pretenses. Like the show was be a trophy wife for a guy who has a lot of money. And then at the end, they were like, oh, but didn't you marry him for love? You're like, no, I auditioned for a show called Marry a Rich Guy. If the show was called Find Love, and then they were like, by the way, he's not rich, and you walked, then you'd be like, that person is being kind of rude about it. But the show is called like, you know, Marry a Man Who's Rich. That's the whole premise. Oh, Scooty, thanks for the raid. As usual, we're ranting about nothing at all. I appreciate it. We're playing a cool game and paying zero attention to it. There were some other stories, or some other shows that were also kind of toxic back in the day. The one I always go back to was Superstar USA, where it was American Idol, but they were trying to find the worst singer. Oh, I didn't even buy a light. They were trying to find the worst singer in America, but they didn't even tell the contestants that they were trying to find the worst singer. They told the contestants, like, oh, you guys are amazing. And then they had, like, a live show with the 12 worst singers they found. And they told the audience that it was, like, a Make-A-Wish thing. So that the audience would cheer for them, even though they were all, like, unbelievably bad singers and dancers. And then at the end, in front of like all the people, they said, surprise, you won, but actually we were trying to find the worst singer in America. So the early 2000s were really mean, man. It was like insanely toxic. And there was the Joe Schmo show, which was like Big Brother, but then only one of the guys was real, and then there were like 11 actors. So it was kind of like the Truman Show meets Big Brother. They were doing all sorts of crazy stuff with reality TV back in the day. How'd they get away with that? I mean, it wasn't like they had to get away with it. Like, people were like watching it. I watched it. I was 14 or something. Like, that's the right age to be toxic, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!